everybody. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Jeff.
And this is the Vixen podcast before the show. And we try to bring on some of the performers that are going to be right here behind us on the Vixen stage to get you the story of what's behind the music and behind the artists and what to expect when they show up. So we've got a really special guest today. But before we bring him on, I want to tell you a little bit about what we've got going on here at the Vixen in August. So this Saturday, we've got a free show as part of our summer concert series, our free summer concert series. We've got McKenna Faith Winters. Tell me a little bit about her. I haven't seen her yet.
Newer artist in the area, country, great young girl.
Adorable.
Yep.
She looks adorable.
She has great stage presence and a great band behind her. And I'm excited to have her out here for the first time.
And again, it's free, so I hope everybody comes out. And then the week after that, so we don't usually talk about our comedy, but we do free comedy here every Wednesday night at the Vixen. It has been growing a lot. It's a ton of fun. We pack this place, and we've got something new coming up on August 19th. We've got open mic comedy, and I think we've got almost 30 comics that are going to be up on stage, kind of giving us a little preview of what they think they can become in the comedy world. So that's going to be a ton of fun, and the audience gets to pick the winner. So if you are here in McHenry, be sure to mark your calendars for Wednesday, August 19th, and come show them some support and put your vote in, because it's the audience that's going to pick the winner for this one. And then we've got another free concert coming up on August 21st, the Pacific Sound Company. I think they're Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock, yep.
Yacht Rock, that's my jam. I'm excited about that. Again, free show, and probably the last of our summer free shows.
It is the last of our summer free shows. So get back and open up your wallet and come pay for a ticket.
That's right. And then we've got some bigger acts. So I'll tell you what we've got coming up here. In August, we've got a couple movie previews, and we're going to tell you a little bit about one of those, but we've also got, if you are here locally, you know the Volo Auto Museum, and they are doing a world premiere of a documentary about their facility. So that's going to be here at the Vixen on August 27th. So you can't even buy tickets for that, but if you visit vixenmchenry.com, you'll find all the details on how you can win tickets to come check that out. I'm going to skip the 28th because we're going to talk about that show. But on August 29th, we've got Plush, an all-girl band.
All-girl band, been around for a while. They've opened up for The Warning. They've opened up for Disturbed. Super excited to have them. They've been on my radar since we opened up, and they're finally coming to the Vixen, so I'm excited.
Everyone buying tickets to that show that's reached out to me is pretty darn pumped about it too, so I'm excited to see that one. And then on September 3rd, we've got a really special event. I'm going to let you talk about it, Jeff.
Yeah, so we have the Greg Allman documentary we're going to show here at the Vixen, and James Keach, the producer of the movie, reached out to us and said, "Hey, we're debuting this movie in a couple different theaters, but we'd like to have it in some music venues as well. Would you be interested?" Of course, we were interested. It's a Rolling Stone movie, and so we're going to have a movie here, the documentary of
Greg Allman.
Greg Allman. I draw a blank name again.
It's the name of it is Music of My Soul, and it's what an honor. I think this is pretty cool. It's a one-day only event that's going to be all across the country just on that one night. So pretty cool. We're going to have it here. So bring some popcorn, get some tickets, and come and check that out. This is a really unique experience, and we're pretty pumped about it.
We are. We're definitely pumped about it.
All right, you ready to bring on our guest?
I'm ready. Let's bring him on.
So this is a band that we have not had here at the Vixen before. We have the Generations playing on Friday, August 28th. And the frontman of that band who's put it all together is Mr. Rob Stepen. So let's bring him on. Hey, Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to have you here on the podcast.
So excited. Thank you both for having me on the podcast. What a special moment for me.
Aw, that's so nice. So this is going to be your first show at the Vixen, correct?
Yes. I've been to the Vixen, and I've seen other friends play at the Vixen, and I always thought in the back of my mind, wouldn't it be cool for the Generations to be rocking that stage with the great stage? You have a great team of people there, the lighting, the sound, it's just purely amazing, and what an honor for us to be rocking that stage for you guys.
Oh, that's awesome, because it is a pretty special place, and I agree with all the things you just said. So I know Jeff's got some things he wants to talk to you about, but I was hoping we could kick this off with you telling us a little bit about your backstory. I know you wrote a lot of songs back in the 80s and they kind of made a resurgence more recently. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a great story, Bobby, and thanks for the question. So back in the 80s, I had recorded a couple of songs professionally in the city of Chicago, and then at the end of my session, the producer said, "Yeah, I'm all done with everything, Rob, and here are your songs." And he handed me two boxes of 2-inch reel-to-reel tapes because back then everything was on analog. It wasn't digital like it is today. So I said, Victor, I'd like to hear my songs. I worked really hard. The band worked really hard. How can I hear my songs? He goes, well, there you go. There's the tapes. I said, dude, I don't have a 2-inch reel-to-reel player sitting in my house so I could listen to this stuff. And he goes, you'll figure it out, Rob. And I walked away dejected. I put these two boxes of my two songs in another box and I filed it away. And I found the box in January of 23. And it was in my attic. I was searching for some stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a musical time capsule. So I called a friend of mine, my friend Jim, and I said, hey, do you know anybody who can, number one, restore these tapes because God knows it's been here forever, and then digitize them so I could listen to how they sounded? He goes, yep, I got a guy. I said, okay, everybody has a guy. Who's your guy, Jim? And he said, my guy is Steve Albini. Now, if that name resonates with you, Steve Albini was a producer for Nirvana, for the Foo Fighters, for Cheap Trick, for Page and Plant from Zeppelin, so Pixies, PJ Harvey, like a lot of great bands.
Wow.
And
We'll
in
have to
fact,
look those bands up. I've never heard of them.
yeah, it could be in a catalog, Jeff. So,
Right.
in fact, the Foo Fighters just came here. I think it was over the weekend, and
Yep.
and made an announcement, a shout out to Steve Albini, because unfortunately Steve passed a few years ago. But
Right.
we had the privilege and honor to really get to know Steve. We recorded with Steve. Like the band was pinching, we were all pinching ourselves because the dude was like a well-oiled machine. And now I know, after we recorded with him, how he got the great sound for Dave Grohl. He mic'd my drummer Adam up with about 12 or 14 mics. I mean, I was like, well, why do you need all these mics? And he got that live raw sound that you would expect out of a concert. So it was really cool. And so after that recording session, he had the tapes mastered at Chicago Mastering Service, and I asked him, I said, hey, can I make a vinyl record? And he goes, sure, we'll send it off to Jack White from the White Stripes. He owns a place called Third Man Records, and they press the album. And so then I thought, wow, we need a record release party, number one. And number two, what would be cool is raising money, donations from part of the album sales, part of my merch sales, and part of the door sales, and give it to charity. And then 100% of the 50-50 raffle that we had, and give that to charity. Now, the cool thing about all this is that when I run the money through my company, which is Insperity, we're a professional human resources company. We're very philanthropic. Insperity will match dollar for dollar in the donations, which is so cool. And so we had our first show and we had a record release party, and then that's how this whole train started rolling.
That's a cool story. I know I read that when you and I first met, and you had given me all kinds of phenomenal marketing and resources. Thank you again. And I was looking through it, and I thought that is a really cool story. I really, really enjoyed that. And I know there's some other cool things that you're doing too.
And so you, most people probably don't know. I know because we've talked multiple times. You're involved with the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
yes,
how did you get involved with that? And tell us a little bit about the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if people aren't familiar with it.
So it's a really cool organization. I sit on the board of directors, and there was a big vetting process. I interviewed last August, and then I got inducted into the board in February of this year. And so it's run by Ron Romero, who's, he's the founder of the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. He came up with this idea several years ago to really make sure that everybody who plays music, that, rock and roll, blues, jazz, all that stuff, from Illinois gets honored in this museum. So people like Cheap Trick in Chicago and REO Speedwagon and Styx, they're all in our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame museum. And this year, our event is actually downtown Chicago. Normally it's in Joliet where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum is, but we are going to have it right by Millennial Park, and it's on September 27th. So we're going to induct people like Coco Taylor. We're going to induct the American Breed, the Boys from Illinois. We're going to induct the Flock and Survivor. So, and then Terry Hemmert, big radio personality in Chicago, is also going to be inducted. And there'll be people that will, some people will play, like Kevin Cronin is going to play, and Jim Peterick is going to play, for us, on several tunes. And we're going to honor a lot of, different bands that way. And it's just so cool to preserve those bands, that really rocked hard in Illinois, and have them showcased in our museum. And Lisa Fielding is my buddy. She's on WBBM, and she was the one that recommended that I talk to Ron and get on the board, because she also does a lot of work with the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum.
We need to get Jeff in there. Why aren't you in there?
Maybe
We're
one
gonna have
day.
to talk about this. We'll have to talk.
What?
You want me to get
so
you voted in?
Yeah. Jeff was famous in his day. I keep saying I'm going to interview him on the podcast one day. We haven't done it yet.
We know
Okay.
all about your involvement with the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now, and we know all about your record. So tell us a little bit about what the people coming out to the Vixen in a couple of weeks here can expect from the Generations, but the real meat and potatoes of why you're on the podcast today.
Well, first off, Jeff, thank you again. It's going to be so great. I would tell you that anybody that likes 70s and 80s classic rock sprinkled in with a few 60s, few 90s is going to love this show. We come in high energy. I got a bunch of badass musicians that are going to really rock that stage for you. And anybody that wants to sing along and clap and cheer and dance, they're just going to have a blast. And so bring your friends, bring your family, come on out and check out the Generations.
Are you doing any of your original music off that album? I would think that you are, and covers as well,
Yes.
kind of a blend of both.
Excellent. Yes. So we'll be doing 2 of the songs from the 80s on the set list, and then the rest will be covered. I do believe we have around 22 total songs, somewhere around that, for a 90-minute set. So yeah, everybody's so excited, to be playing that night. And I would say that the audience is really going to be in for a treat.
Excellent. I'm sure they are.
Well, we cannot wait to see you, and we appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join us here. And Bob, what's the date of that show?
The date, once again, is Friday, August 28th is when we want everybody to be here. Tickets are available at vixenmchenry.com. But before we let you go, we do this fun little lightning round where we're just going to toss some questions at you and see what you got. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You want to start, Jeff?
No, I don't want to start.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Out of all seriousness, it's been a little bit since I've done this, and me and Bobby, when we started this podcast, we developed this humongous list. And
I've had to do a couple by myself recently. Jeff's been really busy.
I've been gone, and I forgot all the questions.
All right, so here we go. So
then I could ask you some questions, right? After the lightning round, I'll ask you a few questions. Okay.
So this is always one of my favorites because I love the feedback. But what's one of the best pieces of advice you've gotten from another musician as you've built your career?
I think the best advice is you got to really prepare, with the band, and you have to practice, and it almost becomes like muscle memory. I play rhythm guitar in the band, but everybody has an instrument, whether it's a vocal instrument, whether it's a regular instrument. And, my friend actually said, the more you practice, the more you learn your craft, the more you learn the whole neck of the guitar. And then the other aspect of it is the tone. Like, what kind of tone do you want out of your instrument? So those are two things that that my dear friend and coach Pat Fleming, who also played on my first album, gave me, and he's played in several bands for decades in the Chicagoland area, and he's just a dear friend of mine.
Excellent. Did you come up with anything?
I can't remember one.
My goodness.
Question.
All right. So here's another one. Do you have a pre-show ritual, like that thing you've got to do before you get on the stage? You keep thinking, Jeff. You keep thinking.
Yeah. So what I try to do is I try to do scales on my guitar, and just get my fingers limber. And so it's kind of like if you ever saw Geddy Lee get ready for a Rush show. He's singing and playing, but he's doing a song, and I'll do the same thing. So when I hit the stage, I'm ready to run with that.
Excellent.
I got nothing.
I can't even believe this. All right, so here's when
Can
you
I
were
ask you a question?
Ask Bobby a question or me?
I'm going to ask both of you a question, and then we'll go back to. All right, we'll start with Jeff, and then we go to Bobby. Okay. So picture yourself going to be giving a keynote speech, and you're going to do this to friends and family. Okay. As you're walking up on stage, what is your walk-up song playing through the PA system?
Oh boy. You should maybe we should switch places. Maybe you should have this job here.
Oh man, I got one.
That's a great question.
DJ Khaled, All I Do Is Win. That definitely would be my song.
I thought it was gonna be the bitches.
Look at that. Oh.
Wow, this is a rough one today. Jeff is definitely rusty.
Very rusty.
Feel free to use any of my icebreakers. So
yeah. I'm gonna use one of your songs. Give me that. Bring the 2-inch tape to me when you come to play the Vixen in August.
He's bringing albums.
Yeah, bring me. I'll use one of your songs.
I will do one better. Are both of you? You're both going to be at the show, right?
I'll be there.
Bobby,
I think I'll be there.
Jeff,
we don't know where Jeff's going to be. He's doing a lot of traveling right now. He's a busy guy.
Okay, I will have the band sign an album to each of you. Okay.
There you go.
And if you
it's going to be Jeff's new walk-up song.
Right.
Well, whatever you want us to put on there, but we normally sign it to you. But if you want us to say, the bitch is back, and then you can sign that too.
Mine definitely needs to say that now. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Oh my
But
gosh.
if you give me your
you don't have to be sorry, Jeff. I love it. I'm going to own that one. I'm stepping right into that.
So we'll give you an album, and then if you give me your T-shirt sizes, I will order those up for you, and we'll get you the New Generations T-shirt, which has a cool logo on it.
Well, I want a small, and I want to remind everybody there'll be merch. So now you guys know. Bring some extra cash. You might want to buy yourself an album and a T-shirt.
Absolutely.
So when you were performing, oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I know there's a lag.
No.
When you were
I was just gonna say. Mm-hmm.
What's the craziest thing a fan ever gave to you when you were up on stage? Or maybe not on stage, maybe after the show.
The craziest thing that we had going on, we have meet and greets before the show. Typically, once in a while, it's after the show. But then if you want the fans to be there, you want to do it before the show. So we're signing albums. We're actually so we can also do something with you guys where we could print out the set list and we could sign set lists. And if you want, I could have the set list framed for you, for both of you guys too. We could do that. So we're signing all this stuff, and this guy comes up to us, friend of the drummer and I, and he says, "I want you to sign my neck." And Adam and I, the drummer, are looking at each other. It's like, "Really, Dave? You want us to sign your neck?" And he was serious, and we signed his neck. I don't think he showered for a week, but I'm glad I didn't see him after that. But that was kind of crazy. I never signed somebody's neck before.
He didn't have it tattooed? Or I have a friend that had Gene Simmons sign the back of her neck, but she got it tattooed the next day.
So, no,
weird.
He did.
I know.
I have a Gene Simmons tramp stamp. Look at me.
It's Gene Simmons. He can sign where he can
Right,
sign wherever.
exactly.
You know how
Right.
we
He can
Right.
he can do
and we
anything
brought
he
up
wants.
Kiss in the
Again,
podcast.
right.
Yes, we have a thing. We don't do a
Did you
podcast. It never happens without Kiss being brought up.
Yeah,
Ever.
ever.
Ever. It's
do
crazy.
you want to know a cool Kiss story? So do you
Yes.
know
Sure.
that they never when they first came out, nobody was allowed to see them without their makeup, right? And a couple of friends of mine, we were at O'Hare Airport, and who shows up? Kiss without their makeup. And so we were like one of the first people to ever see them. This goes way back without their makeup. They wound up signing autographs to us, and it was a real cool experience. They walked at O'Hare in those like high heels, those their platform shoes, and I'm like, who wouldn't recognize them, right? So
Right. Right.
So
that's a
no
Kiss story
makeup
for you.
and 8-inch platform
Yes.
heels.
It's
That's
good
a
luck.
good way to disguise
Yes,
yourself. Brilliant.
right,
Brilliant.
right. Or like bandanas
Awesome.
around your. I think they had all that garb. So yeah, they were really
Right.
cool though. Very down to earth. Signed autographs to us. We went to the show that night. So it was a great experience.
That's awesome. Well, this has been a ton of fun, and I am really grateful that
Yeah.
you came on, and I can't wait for the show. I mean, hopefully Jeff will be in town and he'll be able to come.
I'll do my best to be here.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to be here.
But we're excited to have you,
Okay.
Rob, and thanks so much for taking the time. And we love doing this when our audience maybe hasn't seen a band before, give them a little intro as to what to expect. And we hope everybody's going to show up. This sounds like a great show. This is totally my jam, my kind of music. So I'm really excited about it.
Well, we are just over the moon, and we just can't thank both of you enough. So I hope to see both of you there. But if not, Bobby, I will give you a couple of goodies for Jeff. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Thanks,
I
Rob.
might give them to him. We'll see how
Thanks.
he's behaving.
Thank you. Have a great day,
Right.
Rob. Thanks for joining
You
us again.
both.
Appreciate you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Be well.